This is a $272 million, 60-story luxury skyscraper in New York City. It has a pool, glass curtain walls, and breathtaking East River views, and nobody lives in it. The structure is finished. The units were sold, but still, nobody lives in it. Not because of a fire, not because of a flood, because the building leans. And the real cause isn't an earthquake, a hurricane, or some freak accident. It's a single decision that saved about $6 million on the foundation and may have destroyed the entire project. This is 161 Maiden Lane, also branded as 1 Seaport, on Manhattan's East River waterfront. A 60-story glass tower that was supposed to be the first true luxury residential high-rise directly on the river. It promised a heated infinity pool, hotel-level amenities, floor-to-ceiling glass. Developers planned a sellout of around $272 million, and a big slice of the units sold on day one. Today, the tower is a ghost. No buyer has ever moved in. The building has been sitting empty on the skyline since 2019 because surveyors found something that should never be true about a brand new skyscraper. It's leaning about 3 inches to the north and still moving. To understand how that happened, you have to start with the ground it sits on. In 2013, developer Fortis Property Group bought a narrow lot near the South Street Seaport. The location was the whole play. River views, close to the financial district, an area where the city wanted to turn from old piers and warehouses into a high-end waterfront neighborhood. By 2015, the concrete core was rising, floors were stacking up, glass was wrapping the frame, and for a while, the schedule looked normal. Then a fatal construction accident in 2017 shut the site down for months. Costs climbed, deadlines slipped, and buyers who had wired 6-figure deposits started asking when they would get their keys. Underneath all of that, literally under the entire tower, something fundamental was already going wrong. Lower Manhattan's eastern waterfront is not natural solid land. It used to be the East River. Over centuries, New York expanded the island by dumping in fill. Rocks, sand, trash, even abandoned ships, all buried to make new land. When engineers drilled test borings at the site, they found exactly that. A layer of random fill and debris, then soft marsh soil and sand, and finally solid bedrock about 155 feet down, twice as deep as in Midtown. On grounds like this, the conservative foundation for a 60-story tower is simple, if painful for the budget. Drive deep piles all the way down to bedrock. It's slow and extremely expensive. But once you're anchored into that rock, the trash fill and marsh soil can creep and shift all they want. The building stays put. That's not what happened at 161 Maiden Lane. Fortis had detailed geotechnical reports. They warned about the risk of differential settlement, uneven sinking, if the building wasn't anchored properly. Faced with that, there were 2 basic choices. Option 1, deep piles to bedrock, the gold standard. Drill massive concrete or steel piles all the way down until they socket into solid rock. Option 2, soil improvement, the cheaper shortcut. Instead of reaching rock, you try to turn the trash and marsh soil into something like rock. One method is jet grouting, drilling down and blasting a high-pressure mix of cement and water into the soil, creating columns and bulbs of hardened soil cement. Jet grouting is like working as a dentist. You locate the weak, decayed cavities and inject them with a hardening filler. You're not replacing the entire tooth. You're just hoping that the whole thing will behave like solid enamel. According to lawsuits filed later by the general contractor Pizzarati, Fortis chose soil improvement. Court documents allege the developer saved about $6 million, roughly 2% of the total budget, by not driving piles all the way to bedrock, despite those settlement warnings. Fortis denies that this choice caused the lean and blames poor concrete work and sequencing instead. Pizzarati blames the foundation design. Meanwhile, the building and the ground kept talking to each other. A 60-story tower sitting on improved landfill behaves differently from one bolted into rock. Every additional ton of concrete compresses the soil a little more. If the soil under one corner is slightly weaker, more trash here, more sand there, that corner settles faster. That's differential settlement. As the structure got heavier, survey readings began to show exactly that. The tower wasn't just sinking a little, it was sinking unevenly. By early 2018, The building was leaning about 3 inches to the north. In skyscraper terms, 3 inches sounds tiny. It isn't. Uneven settlement twisted the frame just enough that nothing fit the way it was supposed to. Contractors tried a desperate fix. They cast some of the upper floors slightly tilted in the opposite direction, hoping to compensate for the lean. Instead of a straight vertical line, the tower developed a subtle curve. People started calling it the banana. Suddenly, the problems multiplied. Glass curtain wall panels designed for a straight structure wouldn't line up. Gaps opened between frames and glass. Elevator shafts designed to be plumb were out of alignment. Plumbing and drainage no longer followed clean gravity lines. By 2019, work had effectively stopped. The tower stood there, visibly complete and functionally unusable. Could you fix this? Maybe, but not cheaply. Engineers have floated deep underpinning schemes. Drill piles under the existing foundation. Try to jack parts of the tower back and lock everything into rock, but you'd be doing that under a curved, partially misaligned building, and no one wants to sign that check until a judge says who's paying. Meanwhile, the structure isn't waiting. A leaning skyscraper doesn't just cost money to build. It costs money every single day it sits there and rots. Buyers wired deposits, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, for apartments they were told would be ready years ago. Many have now pulled out or gone to court to claw their money back. Financially, the numbers are brutal. Fortis paid about $64 million for the land, took out a large senior construction loan, and layered on mezzanine financing. Years of carrying costs, property taxes, and legal fees pile onto a dead asset. Stack all of that, and total exposure easily reaches hundreds of millions of dollars for a structure that has never generated a single dollar of residential income. Meanwhile, the building itself is aging badly. Freeze-thaw cycles drive water into tiny cracks, then expand, breaking concrete from the inside out. Exposed rebar begins to rust. Mechanical and electrical systems installed but never truly commissioned sit in humid, salty air. Parallel to the physical decay is the reputational one. In ultra-luxury Manhattan real estate, buyers aren't just buying square footage, they're buying a story and peace of mind. Even if someone spends $100+ million to fix this tower, it will always carry a label in people's heads: the leaning ghost tower they had to fix. On paper, the real cause behind New York's leaning skyscraper disaster is a line item on a spreadsheet, about $6 million saved on a foundation that didn't reach bedrock. In reality, it's what that number represents: a moment when financial pressure, optimistic engineering, and unforgiving geology all met, and physics quietly won. Maybe in the end, engineers will drill new piles, jack the structure, and save the tower. Maybe a future developer will decide it's cleaner to tear it down, write off the loss, and start again on proper rock. But here's the question that lingers over every future project built on soft ground. When you're standing on landfill and the spreadsheet says, "We could do this cheaper," do you really believe the ground beneath you is going to negotiate?